For the latest top tips, reviews and advice, please subscribe below.
Hello and welcome to Attwoolls Camping and Leisure with me, Mike. Today I'm giving you a review on a camp product. This here is the Kampa Hayling 4 Air Classic. So this is the classic material, so it's made of polycotton rather than polyester. The polyester model's been around for a while now in the air, and basically they've gone and made a polycotton version. Polycotton has many benefits, one being it actually reacts to the temperature that you have on the external side of things. So the joys is when it's a warmer day, the weave of the cotton basically expands and allows air to pass through. It's a lot cooler on the inside. On the flip side for that, when it's actually cooler, it basically keeps the weave tight and keeps the warmth in. So it reacts to temperature, and actually what you normally find with polycotton is actually you get a longer lifespan. And certainly if you're going across to sort of Europe, you really need to go for polycotton due to the higher temperatures they have in comparison to the UK. Within saying that, the UK, you will notice a temperature change inside the tent, a difference between polyester and polycotton. So a lot of people are getting a bit more, clocked onto this and going for a polycotton model for UK based items, and certainly with condensation, polycotton is probably a better model to go for. Really nice model. It's certainly one of probably Kampa's best selling models, but they've introduced obviously to a polycotton range, and you can kind of see why. A nice colour of a grey really helps to sharpen up, and it looks very, very on point. Again, with extra things like ventilation panels to help combat condensation, it really does make it in a different sort of specification to what they've previously done in years gone by. Kampa try and make it as easy as possible to pitch, so they give you sort of little tabs like this. So this is a little blue tab at the front here, so it's basically the main pegging point. So you've got 4 of those, you then pump it up and then guy it out. And you've got Kampa's unique guy system, which allows you to basically peg the base and the guy rope in one simple peg. So really it just pulls the base like so, and then you can adjust the guy rope as you need to. And the joys means that you have actually using one less one less peg to peg it all out. And you think it might take you maybe 10 seconds, 15 seconds to put a peg in. As soon as you add that up around all the guy ropes around the tent, that makes a good couple of minutes, which will save you obviously putting it up and certainly putting it down as well. A model that's really nice. Well, you've got beautiful crystal clear PVC windows. It's quite a nice pleasant thing to get inside, so you get good vision, but obviously most of the time as well with the internal side of things you have curtains as well to get the privacy when you want to. It's a model that said you can check out our pitching and packing video on this particular item. It took me on my own about 10 minutes to put up, which for a tent like this, it's brilliant. Certainly for weekends away, if it's just a couple or a small family, I think ideal for that sort of thing. As we have it on here, it's currently got a zipped on canopy on the front, and you can actually, obviously this is an extra which is not included in the tent, but you can buy a vestibule if you want to make this area enclosed. So really the tent finishes here and it's open as you see it like so. This canopy is an extra, and a vestibule can be bought to put on the front of the canopy or the front of the tent to make the area enclosed. So it's a real nice versatile item. You can yet again buy like a mesh panel which goes on the front to give you obviously good circulation of air without having sort of bugs and critters coming in. And certainly if you're looking to go abroad or next to watering holes, it really does make a massive difference. But really positive model. We'll talk a bit more about certain features on the inside in just one moment. It's one model we're looking to have on display at our indoor showroom, and certainly is something that you can certainly find in terms of quality wise very good. We have certain package deals on this particular item as well as interest-free finance. It's always worth checking out on our website what we got going on. But let's talk a bit more about the ins and outs of it as we have a look on what's going on inside. So now inside the Hayling, you kind of get a better feel for kind of how it's laid out. So you can kind of see you've got a nice big canopy area here, main sort of living area, and then sort of a sleeping area at the back. So like I said, the tent sort of actually finishes here, which you couldn't really tell from the outside due to sort of the front canopy that we've got on it. But it's a decent sort of size. You can quite happily put sort of like a cooking storage unit here, cook out here, and you've got obviously sufficient cover with the shelter and the sides. And say with the PVC windows, you get good clarity throughout, so you get plenty of sunlight even in the late evenings. Or even actually, to be fair, it's quite nice to sit out here upon an evening, relax and look around the campsite and see what everyone else is doing. It's quite a cocoon sheltered area to be in actually. Oh yeah, so do a few drinks and I could be here all night. Anyway, back to the tent. You've got a ground sheet which is supplied for the front part here, which is included. Really, I don't think you want to use it because of the sort of open canopy you've got here. Any sort of rain or anything that's going to come straight in there, collect on the ground sheet, and then funnel underneath the tent. So I think it's nice to have it with it, but really it's something I would put down in my opinion. You've got a nice flat door down here, which leads into the tent. So yet again, the joys of it means that you don't have to sort of trip over, and you haven't got any kids coming flying being like Superman. But I think ideally this is probably suited more to couples or small families, just because it's a 4-berth at the back. So you've got an inner bedroom here, it's a 2 and a 2 with a divider that can be zipped out completely and just have as one big nice 4-berth. So you can put a nice big bed in there, rotate it around and just have more room. So it's an ample size for 2 people to get around each other, or 2 people and a small kid, I would probably say. Front door, you've got your normal sort of main door, but you've also got a mesh door as well. So the joys of that, it means that you can sort of zip the mesh door in place, have good circulation of air without having sort of bugs and critters coming inside. So it really does help with sort of condensation. You get mesh panel along sort of high level ventilation, as well as low level ventilation as well. Just really does tend to help it, keep it sort of fresh and airy inside. And the position of a sort of central door allows you to have nice windows on either side. All the windows now on the 2018 collection in this sort of range have zip up and down curtains, which is a lot more thorough in my opinion. And again, it just makes it much easier to use and a lot smarter as well. And I think when you look at the price point that this is at, about £1,000, I think for the polycotton and the size you get in there, it's very, very good value. The curtains, like I said, you can quite simply just sort of zip up like so. So careful not to trap any material. That can just go up. So it means you can get your privacy when you want to, but it means also you don't have to compromise on lights, because you can have the curtains down, get tons of light in during the daytime. Night time when you want to have sleep and get your privacy and leave everything inside of here, zip it up and you're good to go. And again, it's quite simple, just simply, you can kind of position these sort of halfway as well. So you can, quite versatile with the actual windows and doors, and it just sort of rolls back into a little pocket and a little toggle just to keep it all retained. And same with the front doors here. Sort of front 2 windows, zip up, and this sort of side door slash window, yet again is also got zip up curtains. And what you could do actually is unzip that door and buy some king poles, so add on extra king poles, get some guy ropes as well, just give it like a little mini canopy on the go there. That's quite a nice little idea. In the tent itself, so like I said, when you're in this, you can quite happily stand up pretty much anywhere in the tent. Me being about 6'2", in the centre, I can see you've got some good clearance. Even in the corners, I'm pretty alright as well, to be fair. Which again means when you get into the bedroom area, I can get changed in the morning or the evening and not have to worry about trying to roll around by trying to get my jeans on. So that works well. And because you've got like a slightly darker tint to the bedroom, hopefully you have a bit more of a better night's rest and it feels a bit more comfortable in here. On the sort of front door, which is on the inner bedrooms, there's a mesh part to it as well, so you can get yourself good circulation of air, and yet again sort of help sort of condensation. So if it's getting a bit stuffy or a bit too warm in here, you can alter that, and obviously you can close that if you need be. You've got storage pockets positioned on the front of the inner bedroom, which means you can sort of keep things nice and neat and tidy. Keys, books, and that sort of stuff just keeps it decluttered from your sort of your living area as such. And even in the bedroom area, you've got small little pockets positioned in the side, just to allow you to put, again, a torch in the middle of the night, so you want to go to the loos. You don't have to scramble around in the middle of the night trying to find where it is. You can quite happily just pick it up out of the pocket, off you go, or where your phone's going to be in the middle of the night. So that's quite a nice thing. You've got sort of 2 hanging points for lanterns, so one central one there, and then one position here, and each of them do have Velcro tabs for a cable to be sort of quite neatly tied away and put down to cable entry points down the side. So when you want mains hookup, you've got 2 little slots located down here, so you can quite happily feed the cable in there without having the door open the whole time, and that just saves you an awful lot of hassle as well. This tent is also compatible with Kampa's Sabre light system, so it's a flexi Sabre light which basically just velcros into this position here, floodlights down, and just it's offering light into the tent without having like a lantern positioned here and hanging up and taking room. Because you imagine a lantern position here, you most likely smack your head on the way out, so that's quite a nice thing. And you buy one starter kit with which comes with a plug. Will quite happily go into your mobile mains kit, and you can buy an add-on which will then plug into the starter. So it's basically 2 lights running off one socket. So again, you've got the spare sockets to do what you want with it. But really nice model. I said for the price point it is, and the pack size it is, and the weight, I think it's going to be a very popular model for the 2018 season. And like I said, it's something we will have up in some sort of capacity at our indoor showroom. So do pop along and come and feel and see and get an idea for what it is. It's going to be very similar. It'd be a close contest between this and the Solace 400 TC from Van Gogh on sort of a nice small polycotton tent. So it's a very good option. But in essence, that is the Kampa Hayling 4 Air Pro Classic.